I remember, like, I guess the one with when Manny got pregnant, like, that was, like, the big one of, like, they weren't airing it on the end. So I don't even know. I, like, searched the, like, deep, dark internet to find that episode, like, back in the day. Like,
I totally remember that.
But yeah,
Did you play Avatar
like,
Prom?
Oh my God, 100% played that.
Same.
Like, come on, we were like, that was like, I probably like, that was my way of like living a cool life.
Exactly.
I loved Avatar Prom.
They need to bring that back. They need to
Was
make
it like Avatar Prom, Avatar High School? Like,
Yeah.
like
you can
were
still
like interacting, like you created 4 characters or something.
That was
like,
Avatar High, which I think you can still play. Like
Oh my God.
I've found Avatar High, but I cannot find Avatar Prom.
I would play Avatar High again in a minute.
That's like The Sims, but
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like way like more like low grade.
I was gonna say it's just like The Sims,
like,
but like
more
really
intense.
janky.
But it was
okay,
like
you
The
know
Sims.
what I would love to find though? Like I've sometimes like looked this up on YouTube before. Like oldie end promos, like for Degrassi episodes. Like that's totally like almost like mismarketed, like what the show was.
Oh yeah, they're
Do you know
nuts.
what I mean? Like, or like it's gonna be 100%. Like I just like have such a like a distinct memory of these like promos and like getting really like amped up for a new season or like it's so funny. Like I really hope someone like releases a vault of those one day because I would be so on
I
it.
would love that
because they're nuts.
Amazing. And did you ever play? Oh, there was this other game on the N where, oh God, I can't even remember what it was. It was like another dating game thing. I can't remember what it was called. I just had it in my brain. But like
I remember this. Oh, go ahead.
It was like a choose your own adventure type of thing where you're the new person in town and you have to like decide to like date somebody.
I remember that.
There are like 3 options. There's like
it's
like,
so, do you ever like it's the end.com like just sounds like it was like really geared towards just like a very generic teenage girl. Like looking back, I feel like because like so many like I don't know, I feel like you guys kind of talked about this too on the show and stuff, just like different like social constructs and like how different things were like in the early 2000s. Like I feel like now it's all about like not wanting to like reach out to teenage girls and be like boys and prom and dancing. Like that's like literally all the end was.
It was like perfect for who I was as a tween.
Yeah, no, it's perfect for like preteen girls, like tween, exactly, in like 2001, like it or like 2002,
like I don't know, like 2003 to 2006 was probably when it was in peak. Like the golden age.
It was perfect
of
for
the
that.
N.com. And
the golden age
it's like you get to dress up your avatar. Like I loved any kind of dress up game you could throw at me.
Did you ever play Dolls with a Z?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking like those like Zanga or like Hot Link? What like you would those dolls? That, like, you would
they were like weirdly fake, sexy, and scary.
Yes.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. So like. That's so weird. I always see sometimes like on Instagram like funny like things from it, like just like with those dolls, and I'm like, wow, that was really weird.
They were like almost like pornographic.
Yeah, I totally remember that.
Yeah, it was like the sexy 6, and like you would just like label you and 6 of your friends.
Yep, it was crazy.
And then Avatar High was like Sims, in that I would like write in like celebrities' names and myself in like the Avatar High thing.
Yeah.
So you would like, I would be like Daniel Radcliffe, and I'm like, I'm gonna make me date Daniel Radcliffe. I'm gonna make my friend date this other person. It was just
totally.
like,
Jake
or just like
please,
and just like anybody.
I think the first thing I reached out to you guys about when I discovered the podcast was my whole like Jake Epstein meeting him and like.
Oh my God, I remember that.
Yeah, like so I think after the time I told you guys you could post that picture, I like tweeted at Jake Epstein. I was like, please tweet back at me. I didn't hear back from him. I was like, tell me you remember this.
It was amazing. It was really good.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine if I like had that week. That would be my TBT every Thursday.
Oh my God. It would be like peak TBT.
Oh my God.
That would be the coolest thing that ever happened to me. But Jake Epstein's still pretty cool. And like at the time that's like what I needed. So
So how was he? Was he super nice? Did he smell good? Give us all of the details.
Oh my gosh, yes. Let's jog my memory back about like 13 years ago. I remember though. Okay, like I remember being in a line. So it was like me and my friends. So it's like 7th grade. We're in a line, like and you're getting like closer and closer, you know, and you're like your heart's just like beating and stuff like that. Like it's very like you're just like, oh my God, this person's like in my TV and now they're here and I'm about to like interact with them. And I want to say like it was very like quick, you know, like get your picture and go. But it was like I do kind of recall him being like even really friendly. I think my friend like either was gonna give him a piece of gum or something and he like made a joke. I don't know. Like it was so weird. Like I wish I like had such a better story for it, but like he was very nice and like just like yeah, like I mean, I'm sure he was surrounded by a bunch of weird, awkward like tweens that day. So like really nice. That's all I could have asked for. So it was definitely a good experience.
Oh, that's amazing.
I think he probably smelled great.
I'm sure.
Just, like, taking the picture, like I think my heart was like I was just like sweating, like my heart beating. I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. Like I had a smile on my face for the rest of the day. I was like, I'm never taking a shower, you know, all that good stuff.
I really wish I would have like been able to go to one of those mall tours.
Yeah, I didn't get to
really
go to that.
About them.
But I did meet Tom Felton at the mall in a similar situation.
Really?
When I was like 17. He came to our shopping mall. He went to Garden State Plaza. And I waited in a line for 5 hours with my friend Chelsea. Shouts out to Chelsea, who was like very kind and waited in a line so I could meet Tom Felton. And honestly, I was so excited, and like I was totally in the same boat as you, except I was like embarrassingly older. And like I blacked out. Like I didn't like, but like I don't remember because I was just so like starstruck by this person that I've like been in love with since I was 11 that I just fully blacked out. And like,
so you don't remember it?
I barely remember it because I was just like, what do I do now?
Picture?
No, we weren't allowed to.
Oh, what was it? Like an autograph?
Yeah, he
thing?
just signed your poster, and I like shook his hand.
Do you still have the poster?
If it makes
I
you
don't
feel
think I
better,
do.
went to a book signing. You probably even know this bookstore, the really local one that occasionally like you could bleep. I don't care. It's Books and Greetings. You could bleep it out if I like decide I don't want like people to know my location.
That is fair.
Leah Michelle was there like a few years, maybe like 2 years ago, and I think it was like during a really awkward time where I was still like living at home, but like didn't like either had like was like between like it was like when I had originally just graduated, and like me and my friend just like went like because she had just released a book, she was gonna be there, but like yeah, she didn't take pictures, but she was nice. She told me we were both in like workout clothes. She told us she liked our like little outfits, so
well there you go.
So, like, yeah, like probably like 22, 23 at the time, so I was still doing like going to see celebrities, but I think in that case it was more just like a convenience thing. Like I was like, oh, I might as well go to this.
I mean, it's
like,
close by, whatever.
Michelle's gonna be over
here.
Why not?
Yeah. But like, yeah, definitely the Jake Epstein one was great. And I guess like based on the fan fiction I asked you guys to write, like to me, like Emma and Manny and like Craig and Sean, like that's like Degrassi to me. Like I was like
100%.
Totally. Yeah. I was gonna ask what's your OTP, but
yeah, I mean I feel like Emma and Sean I kind of was like without saying it officially, but like so that's definitely the one true pairing, if that's what OTP stands for.
Yeah.
And then but I also would really say like Emma and Manny in like a friendship way, just because like I feel like it sounds like really like cheesy, but I guess I kind of like grew up with them. I don't know, like you know.
No,
like,
I totally agree.
Years younger than their characters were, but because they like delayed it a year, like I then ended up being like a year younger because of this like whole like 2-year senior year thing.
Right.
But yeah, like I just feel like those were the characters like I cared about. So then eventually, like when they kind of like graduated and then eventually weren't on the show, I was just like, oh, maybe I should like move on.
Totally.
They were the best.
Like,
They were so
yeah, it was
good.
so weird because I remember like a few years later, like I have a cousin who's like 5 years younger than me, and like I was just like at her house like a few years ago. It was like when she was like maybe like in high school or whatever, and she was like watching Degrassi, and I like was sitting next to her like, who are these people? Like I was like, is this under the same label as like the Next Generation? Like literally, like what is going on?
Well, I think they eventually even just changed it to just Degrassi and took off the Next Generation.
Because I guess like Emma was technically like why it was called the Next Generation because of Spike.
Yeah.
But like I would say this, like I think like they definitely did like the right thing in a sense of like not trying, like I guess they did try to follow like those seniors in college, and then I guess it was partially probably like the actors just being like done with it and like them like, but like I feel like it's cool. Like my cousin was still just like obsessed with Degrassi. I was just like, I don't know who these people are, but I guess it's like good for the brand on the show, like that they just kind of kept it as a high school thing and whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, I would watch I would watch the adult years though of the original cast if anyone was willing to do it.
Yes.
Oh yes,
The
I
next,
would too.
Next generation.
I would watch the adult years for sure. I mean, and I feel like they do at least as okay of a job as like Saved by the Bell the college years, which was a clusterfuck, but also like highly entertaining.
Yeah, like I would have been upset like if all of a sudden like season 6 rolled around and like Ellie and Paige were just like bye. Like,
Yeah,
just,
Totally.
like,
I like having them around. Although Ellie is just a different human now.
Like a Stepford version of herself. I don't even know what happened.
It's honestly like an alien took over her body and is just walking around being like dumb and mean. Like I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Oh my god, like that Jessie's girl. I was like, who are you? Like when she was like, I think I have to leave the paper to stay with Jessie. I'm like, wait, what?
Like who is? I don't recognize this Ellie.
I really remember that episode like that well. Like I kind of remembered Caitlin and Jessie and that stuff, but like all of a sudden I'm like watching it and I'm like, wait, what? I don't remember like these plot points being so like specifically like Ellie or dumb, but
I didn't.
What are you gonna do?
don't know. I didn't remember that episode at all when we watched it, and I was just like, "What?" Just shaking my head.
Yeah. Has there been like what would you say for you guys? I know you're supposed to be really asking me questions, but I'm just curious. Like, was there like a plot point or like couple or like episode that you were literally just like, whoa, I do not remember this like even happening, or like you thought you remembered it a certain way and it like wasn't that way?
I think
I know what
said
you
it.
for
I think I said it on the show. I did not remember Sean hitting that dude.
That question, and I'm like, wait, I think I already know the answer to this because I think like I totally kind of forgot about that.
I thought he went to jail because of the pot that Peter put in his car or in his locker, and that's why everyone like really hated Peter during that whole thing. And then I was like, when we were watching it, I was like literally like screaming, like, what? He hits a man?
That was really bad. That was really serious and bad. Like, I don't even think I like Shauna. So like, I'm like, what?
Like, I don't know maybe I must have blocked it out because of my love for Sean. I was like,
self-preservation.
you could have never done something like this.
Oh, and before like we finish this up too, I have to also just say how much I love your guys' love for Jay.
Yes, love Jay. Oh my god,
he's like the best character at this point. Like he's the most entertaining. He's great. Like especially season 7 when it started to get like, you know, that you could tell they're sort of phasing out the old cast and like bringing in the new one. Like I feel like having him around that season like kept me like going.
Totally, because he just keeps getting better every day.
Delightful.
And like him and Manny together are great. Like it's just like it just kept me entertained for like that season and stuff.
Like after Emma and Sean, I think they might be my like OTP after them because I love them so much. Do you have any ships that are like weird or controversial or like not like, do you like ship anybody who like nobody else really does?
Do people ship Craig and Manny or no?
I think some people do. Yeah.
Not I think
like I will say I think they
polarizing
had
one.
chemistry and I really liked them. I didn't like reboot version of them. I didn't like how it was like, Craig, you're my savior and stuff like season 5 or whatever. But like and like, you know, they just weren't as they'd been. But I do feel like when that whole triangle is happening, like I said this like when I started watching the show, and I think I was just like, oh, Ashley kind of sucks. And then like I was like,
yeah, I think
that's what made like Manny more appealing, because I was like, I feel like I shouldn't like her because I was also at the age where it's like Manny bad, Ashley good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
But I don't know. Like I kind of remember like being way more into Craig and Manny than Craig and Ashley.
I actually
like,
think I was the same. I think I found myself rooting for Manny in that love triangle.
With Manny than Ashley, so maybe that's like,
I don't know.
I also like Ashley's just such an unlikable character.
She's terrible.
She's the worst.
The worst.
To be honest, actually, I take it back. My favorite part of this podcast is you guys talking about Ashley.
She's the living worst.
I mean, like I forget who was on who guested the episode with like the tracks, and she like switched off.
Oh, that was the Babysitters Club.
Yes, thank you for bringing them into my life too, because I need to listen to them more, but they're awesome. So shout out to them. But their reaction to Ashley was the funniest thing. Like,
so
this
good.
is like you probably watched like one of her worst episodes too.
Yeah, it was.
Well, that's a good one.
Ashley.
Is there an episode that we like Ashley?
I think the only one
with
where
the
I
band.
was, the Battle of the Bands one was the only one where I was like, I liked you in this episode. Your song was better. That's the only